Good morning, students. I want
Good
to
morning, doctor.
hear me.
Good morning, doctor.
Good
It's
morning,
okay.
doctor.
Good
It's
morning.
okay. It's okay.
Good morning, doctor.
Well, today we are going to start our lectures regarding this course, and I believe that you read the course overview in the stream, and you at least you have an idea about it. This is a practical course which teaches you how to write a research paper for the coming year as a part of graduation project. And I believe that you have an idea about the textbook. Can you see the cover of the book, the textbook that we have?
Yes, doctor.
Yes,
Yes.
doctor.
Okay, I believe that you have
Yes,
it. I
doctor.
suppose that you have
Yes,
it.
doctor.
Okay, so we are going to start reading the first chapter and we are going to discuss it. So what I need you just to follow me reading this book. And for those who are not having the book, I believe that you can see the written form of my speech. You can see, I believe, the here in the Google Meet, you can see, I mean, the printed words of what I say. So for those who are not having the book, they can see the printed words that are found in the Google Meet to follow. So now what I need you just to open your book and have the first chapter, which is entitled Introduction to the Research Paper Process. So what I need you just to close your mics and start following me. Of course, when we are going to deal with this chapter, we are going to select what is important. We are not going to take it from cover to cover. We are going to select certain, titles or topics or even paragraphs to read and concentrate and say that this is very important. So the first thing that we are going to deal with is why write a research paper. Okay. Now, if somebody is asking you why you are going to write a research paper, I want to have a research. What is the benefit? What are the reasons behind writing a research paper? So in this title, we are going to see what are these reasons. We are going to discuss them one by one. A research paper may be the most practical of all your college assignments. So it is what? It is one of the requirements that you are going to do in the coming year. So it is something obligatory. You have to do it no way. Certainly, it's an assignment that appears frequently in freshman composition courses as an exercise in communication and in both English and other academic fields. So here, when we are going to talk about a research, it's something related to writing. So it is not something totally new. Of course, in the first year and second year, you have an idea about writing a composition. So here, when you are going to write a research, it's a part of writing and writing a skill. So it is not totally new to you. So it is one of the things that you are going to practice writing. And of course, when you are writing a research, it doesn't mean that you are going to write in your field. You may write a research about psychology or any other, let me say, field. So it doesn't mean that it is limited to your field. Obviously, then, one reason for writing research papers is because you have to. What does it mean? It's something obligatory. It's part of your study. You have to do it. You are not going to say, no, I'm not going to do a research. It is something necessary. And it's something obligatory. So you have to do it. Okay. So this is one of the reasons. But what are the benefits? Okay. We need just to say, okay, is it just to do it and that's it. What we are going to gain, what we are going to get, what is the usefulness of writing a research? For one, you learn about resources for research available in general and in your academic field. So this is one of the reasons. Okay, what is the usefulness of writing a research? That is, you are going to have a library work. What does it mean? It means that this is the way that tells you how to deal with other resources. Of course, you are a student and you are following a textbook for each material. In grammar, you have a book for grammar. In literature, you have a book of literature. In linguistics, you have a book of linguistics. So these are textbooks for the things that you are going to study. But when you are going to write a research, it doesn't mean that you are going to deal with one book. It means that you are going to have an open area, that is a library. You are going to be acquainted with other resources rather than resources that you are going to study. So one of the benefits, just to write a research, you are going to have something that you are not acquainted with. That is what? To go to the library and to see other resources that are not related to your study only, or the textbook that you have. Suppose that you are going to have an idea about a research paper. Of course, we have the textbook that we are going to read, but it doesn't mean that this is the only textbook that
دكتور
we
بس
have.
إذا ممكن دقيقة.
Yes, please.
دكتور اكو طلاب ما يقدرون يدخلون وطلاب
Okay. I'm going to send another link. Okay.
تمام.
This
تمام.
link and the other link that we are going to have. Okay.
تمام شكرا دكتور.
Yeah. Now, the second link is now sent to you. For those who are not able to, join the first link, there is another link. Okay. Back to the point that we said. One of the benefits of writing a research is just to have an idea about other resources and the sources that we are going to, to have an idea about in the library. So it is a way just to be in the library and to have other resources that are not related to the resources that to be taught in a college. So you learn about the resources for research available in general in your academic field. That means first learning about the library. Most of your early research papers will be library research papers because your college library contains the sources you will need to investigate, or at least those convenient enough to investigate within the time you have to devote to the research paper process. Okay. By the way, we are saying research paper process. You have to consider this word, process. What does it mean? It means that research paper cannot be done by one stage. There are certain stages that you have to move till that you finish with your research paper. So what does it mean? The first thing that you are going to go to the library and to check the resources that are related to your topic. So here, one of the benefits that you are going to gain is just to have an idea about how many resources that you are going to need, to have for your topic. What are the sources that you are going to check? How many? And how can you select them among the other resources? This book focuses on library research for the most practical reason. Not all resources for research are in your library, of course, and necessary even in books. Some of your college courses may involve research with the surveys, interviews, field studies, or laboratory work. Of course, when we are talking about writing a research in general, what does it mean? Regardless of the specialization. We are not talking about English as a specialization. Of course, when we are talking about researches for chemistry or physics or mathematics, these fields need certain resources that are related to laboratory, or things that are related to surveys, or things that are related to interviews. So it is not only piece of information that are to be given in the textbook, okay? There are things that are not limited to pieces of information that are given in certain books. We have surveys, we have what we call interviews, or even things that are related to statistics, things that are related to certain analysis of information. For example, the requirements of record keeping in research, both inside and outside the library, are similar enough that learning to write a library research paper. Okay, let us move to the other benefit, or the other usefulness of writing a research. Learning what resources are available for research is only one of the benefits. However, for you also learn how to deal with those resources. Okay, this is the second benefit. Okay, now I have an idea about how many resources, but the second benefit, how can I deal with each resource? Of course, when we are talking about the textbook that you have in certain materials, the teacher is responsible to tell you what is useful and what is not, and what is to be taken and what is to be left. But how about you, when you are personally dealing with the textbook, or even with the book, or the resources that you are going to take from the library? You are going to be responsible to, discriminate or differentiate what is important and what is not, what is to be selected and what is not. Of course, you are going to have different resources, different books in the library. But these books, we cannot have it all in all. Okay, you can select a book from a library, but you are going to choose, for example, chapter 3. You are going to say that chapter 3 in this book is important and it is related to my topic. Of course, when you are going to go to the library, you are going to have a topic to write about. So you are not going to take all the resources. No, you are going to select what is related to your topic. This is one. Second, you are going to choose or select from the book that you are going to have from the library what is important and what is to be taken. You are not going to take a book from the first chapter to the last chapter. Of course, you are going to select certain chapters. So this is one of the benefits, that is, research paper will tell you how to select and what is the criteria of selection. Okay, so you are going to have a library work and you are going to deal with books. When you say to deal with books, it means that it is your responsibility to decide what is important and what is not. Clear up to this point or not? Just tell me.
Yes, doctor, it's clear.
Is there any question?
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Please, doctor, sorry for interrupt you.
Yeah,
there is not the same material we have.
Well, I
have the book, but not the same material.
No, you have to stick to the textbook that I showed you in the classroom 3. Okay, you have to select this book only, not the other books. Okay, so what I need you just to select this book to be, I mean, the textbook that we are going to rely in this course, not the other things.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you.
And for this, let me tell you that what I'm saying now, okay, will be clear to you. It is found here in the, in the Google Meet. You can check, and you can depend on what is written here in the Google Meet, as you see the written words that are found.
Yes,
Well.
yes. Doctor.
Second, this lecture is recorded. It means at the end of the lecture, I'm going to upload this lecture to you in the classroom. I mean, you can have it after the lecture recorded. You can listen to it anytime, the time that you wish, okay? And it will be available to all students.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you.
So how many benefits that we have? Still, we have two things. First of all, just to be exposed to library work and just to have different resources that are not related to the resources that we study in the college. This is one. Second, it tells us how to select what is important. It means that it is an experience for the research worker just to have an idea how to differentiate what is important in the selected book. Your many research sources will provide you with bits of knowledge, both factual evidence and the opinions of other people. You have to know that what is found in the book, it will be one of the two. Either just to be facts, you know the word facts, okay? Or just to be opinions. So what do we have in the books? Either just to have facts, and especially when we are talking about things that are related to scientific investigations or scientific studies, okay? Or opinions. What does it mean, opinions? It means that the other scientist views, okay, different views, different opinions, okay? So this is what we are going to have in the textbook when we are going to read. And when we are talking about these things, you are going to be responsible to choose what are the facts that we are going to deal and what are the opinions that you are going to select or support according to your topic that you are going to choose. That you will have to assemble in your mind and eventually on your paper. So what does it mean here? It means that you are going to, have certain information, or let me say, gather, okay, certain information that are going to have from the textbook, whether facts or opinions, and then you are going to reason them. You are going to think of them, okay, and you are going to support or argue them. So here it doesn't mean just to gather and that's it, okay. And here later we are going to have some sort of differences between a report and a research. And this is very important because at least you have an idea about a report. You did certain reports, I mean, in first year and second year in certain materials, but we need just to see what is the difference between a report and a research. In the research, you are going to say your opinion. It is not just to gather information and to write it in the paper. In the report, you are going to gather only. But in the research, you are going to say your opinion. And this is the difference. And later, we are going to deal with this in this chapter. So, we have factual evidence and opinions of other people that you will have to assemble in your mind and eventually in your paper. Moreover, sources sometimes contain errors which you will have to learn to recognize, and almost certainly will present conflicting evidence, both facts that aren't the same and the opinions of authorities who do not agree. So here, what does it mean? It is your responsibility again. You are going to take these information from resources, but these information may contain certain errors, okay? And then you are going to recognize and say that we are not going to follow this because these are wrong. This is one. Second, you are going to argue with certain opinions that are found in the resources. You may find certain opinions that are not scientific, or they are not convincing. So you are going to say, no, I'm not going to follow. I'm going to argue. I'm going to say that this is wrong. I'm going to disagree with these opinions that are found in these resources.
Doctor,
Yes, please.
sorry for interrupt. I have a question.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
You said we have facts and opinions. So
Yeah.
we're talking about fact, they are logic, we should support it. But opinions in general, maybe a personal opinion. So sometimes we are not agree with them. So we are argue with them. We don't agree with them. That you mean?
Well, this is one. Second, when we talk about facts, you have to consider, and here we are talking generally, I'm not talking about a specific field. Sometimes facts considered other than you see now when we talk about resources, these resources are not written now. Sometimes you have old resources that are having certain facts at that time, but when we have some sort of development, okay, when we talk about science development, these facts would be considered as what? As wrong now. So we are not going to consider them as logic totally, but we have to recognize that we have some sort of development, science development. And in this case, we are going to discover what is wrong, and even in the books that are containing certain facts that are considered at that time facts. But with the development of science, it is discovered that this is what it is wrong, or they are what they are not facts. There are certain things that are discovered later. So here facts can be changed if they are old, and opinions can be disagreed, or let me say can be argued because they are personal. So it is not only just to talk about personal opinions, and we are going to say that we are going to argue. Even we can argue with the facts that are old, okay, that are let me say changed with the development of science.
So we're talking about changeable topic. Maybe wrong or maybe right in the development of the version.
Here, briefly speaking, we are talking about how can you, as a research writer, reason what you read. This is, I mean, briefly speaking, you have to reason. It is not just to gather information and to put it in your paper. No, you have to read it and you have to reason it. What does it mean? You are going to think of it. Okay, so it is not only, this is the process that we are talking about. It's not only shifting. So if it is shifting, it is nothing. You are going to shift from this paper to this paper. Is that a research? So this is what we need. As a research writer, we have to train our minds to think about the things that are found in resources.
Thank you.
Can we agree with them? Can we argue with them? This is the idea.
Thank you. It's clear. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Well, the other things that we are going to consider, it is found in third paragraph. Writing the research paper provides valuable experience to. It forces you to develop an informed conclusion. This is very important. Okay. So what is the benefit of writing a research? That is to form at the end of your research a conclusion, and a conclusion is one of the basic components or elements of writing a research. At the end of each research, there must be a conclusion. There must be a conclusion. And this conclusion is something derived or something created by you as a researcher. It is something unique. Okay, each researcher has a unique conclusion. What does it mean? It means that you are going to have your own personal conclusion. Okay, so here, this is one of the things that you are going to have in the research. In the report, for example, you are not going to have a conclusion. You have only gathering or collecting information, and you are going to present them, and that's it. But in research writing, you are going to have a conclusion, and this is something unique. That is what? That is your let me say novel writing. What does it mean? It is something related to you. It is not to be taken from the resources. It is devised by you. It is written by you. It is not just to be taken from resources. This is the idea. So here we are having an experience. This is the third benefit. That is, while we need just to train, just to have the ability to write a conclusion, which is something unique to the research writer. Okay, so to develop an informed conclusion about your topic, that requirement gives purpose to your effort. You see now? So here, that is the benefit of your writing. When you have a conclusion, it means that there is a fruit. If we say your research is fruitful. Yes, please.
السلام عليكم دكتور، عفوا على المقاطعة دكتور. بالنسبة لطالب عباس، طالب عنده ظرف وما قدر في المحاضرة. It's okay. قال لي أبلغ حضرتك دكتور.
It's okay. Now I have an idea about this, and he will not be considered as an absence. It's okay.
Thank you, doctor.
Again, we have a purpose of writing. That is what? That is writing a conclusion for the topic. It gives a purpose to your effort, and at the same time reinforces the need for thorough, meticulous research. What does it mean here? It means that when you are going to write a research, of course, you are going to have different chapters, different sections, and then after this, we are going to ask ourselves, okay, what is it for? What is the usefulness of writing different chapters? Here in your conclusion, you are going to present the usefulness of writing the research as a whole. So the conclusion as part of the research, or as one of the elements of the research, will include what is the benefits of writing this topic. What is the benefit of writing a research as a whole? It gives a purpose for your writing. Moreover, the writing itself provides experience in constructing and presenting an extended depth argument based on complex information. This is another benefit. Okay, benefit number 4. Okay, if we are going to enumerate them, research writing will expose us to library work. It gives an experience just to deal with the resources and to select what is important and what is not. The third, it gives let me say the experience just to how to write a conclusion, and this is the purpose of writing the research as a whole. The fourth benefit is just to what? It tells you how to present your information. Of course, you are going to have many things that you are going to select from resources. but the problem is how to present them, what to begin with, how to arrange these pieces of information. How can we deal with these lots of information? How can we grade them? How can we divide them into sections? And how can to divide these sections? Okay, so when we are talking about these things, the arrangement of the information, this is one of the things that you are going to train in writing a research paper. That is what? To know how to present the information. Of course, you are going to collect at least, for example, 10 resources. If we say 10 resources. If I say 10, it means that we are going to have lots of information. You select so many things, but how can you present them? What to begin with? How to make a detail? How can you finalize your research? These are what we call the organization or the organizing of the information. This will be what will be clear when you are going to write a research. It is an experience to you to arrange these information. Okay, these information are scattered. If we say, when we say scattered, what does it mean? They are not arranged. They are put here and there. But it is your way. It is your system to make these information arranged in the way that it will be clear for the reader. Of course, you are going to write a research to be read. When I'm going to read, it means that we have some sort of sequence of information that we are going to have. How can I present it? It's just like if we talk about, for example, cooking. Okay, you have so many materials just to have, but how can you put it and to make it as a meal? So the idea here, it is your responsibility to arrange, to organize, to have a system, to sequence information. So this will be, clear when you are going to write a research. It means that you are going to have an experience to arrange information. Clear up to this point or not? Just tell me.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor. Clear.
Okay.
Yes, Doctor. Yes.
Okay. Again, the experience cannot be replaced completely by a book or classroom instruction. But the research paper process is more than challenging exercise in investigation and communication. Through the attention, you focus on researching a topic and forming a reasonable conclusion about it. You gain valuable knowledge about some portion of your field. This is another benefit. That is what? When we are talking about field of study, what does it mean? Your specialization. You are specialized in English language. Of course, you have information that are given in the lectures that you have, in the courses that you have. But here, when you are going to write a research, you are going to be open to other sources of information. Of course, when you are going to have information about grammar, you have a lecture in grammar. In linguistics, you have a lecture in linguistics. For example, in novel, you have a lecture in novel, and the teacher is responsible for that. But here, when you are going to write a research, you are going to have something that is not given by the teacher. So you are going to have something which is not to be tackled in your lecture. So here it means that you are going to widen, enlarge, expand your information in your study. You are going to get something which is not to be said by your teacher. So you are going to be open to other resources, other information that are not given in your lectures. So this is again one of the benefits of writing a research. It means that you are going to have information which is novel to you. That is what you are going to be responsible for this information, not the teacher. You may have information that are not, known by the teacher. The teacher cannot have certain information. Why? Because you are going to be exposed to different resources, and even in your resources. And here, when we are talking about nowadays, we are not talking about only library. You have the internet. You see, this wide universe, if we say wide world, you are going to have so many information, and most of them are new. Okay, and if we are talking about these things, we are talking about, let me say, information that you are going to get, and you are going to be responsible to say to your teacher if your teacher is not having this information and is not having an idea about it. So this is what we call the experience of writing a research will make the researcher able to have new information is in his field. Your instructors know that you probably will remember the material from your research project longer than anything else from your courses, particularly for the reason then the requirements of depth of research and the length of the research paper increase as you go from lower level undergraduate to postgraduate work. Of course, when you are going to deal with a research topic, of course you are going to go deeper. It means that you are going to have something which is not to be given in certain paragraphs or in certain lines in your textbook. You are going to go deeper, and you are going to have lots of information about a certain topic, not only 2 lines or 3 lines. Suppose that you are going to have something about grammar. Okay, if we have something about, for example, noun phrase, when you talk about noun phrase, well, you have certain information that is found in your book of grammar. But when you are going to have a topic to be written as a research, you have lots of information that are found in other resources, and you are going to go deeper for these information rather than just to have 2 lines or 3 lines in the textbook. This is one. Second, when you are going to be responsible for a topic, this will train you also for certain things that are related to your study. You know, we have different kinds of study, undergraduate study and postgraduate study. When we talk about undergraduate, it means that this is your study when you are having a stage from 1st year to the 4th year. Postgraduate study, it means that when you are going to have an MA or PhD, and it means that it trains you how to be a postgraduate. A postgraduate, you know, postgraduate, the one who is going to study for MA or PhD. So again, one of the benefits for research writing, it means it trains researchers just to be a postgraduate student rather than just to be undergraduate. The undergraduate student is going to be dependent only on the teacher just to get information, while postgraduate, no. Postgraduate student is to be responsible personally for getting the information rather than just to be dependent on the teacher. Clear up to this point?
Yes,
Yeah,
doctor.
Yes.
Yes, doctor, clear.
Okay. Moreover, the research paper process is not confined to college preparation. You will apply it often in your future, for example, as a lawyer, preparing briefs, as a doctor, not writing a paper perhaps, but researching medical literature to find the right diagnosis or cure. Here, this is one of the benefits. That is what, when you are going to write a research paper, it doesn't mean that this is the only one that you are going to do in your life. Of course, you are going to do it next year, but it doesn't mean that this is the only research that you can do. It trains you to do many researches later on in the future. It means that it gives you an idea about this, and then it will be up to you to write lots of researches later on. So here it is an idea just to train and to do it practically, and then it will be up to you to, and it gives you the ability to write more and more. So these are the benefits of writing researches. Any question about these things? You see how many benefits? At least we have 5 benefits to have an idea about the library work, to be able to do with resources rather than textbook, to be able to write conclusion, and this is the purpose of writing a research, and then to know how to present the information that are gathered from resources, and to be responsible to I mean sequence them. It tells you how to get information rather than the information that are given to from the teacher. It trains you how to go deeper. Yes.
Yeah, to accept facts and opinions.
Yeah. This is within, by the way, this is within point number 2, that is related to how to deal with resources. Okay, how to select and how to reason these information. And then when we are talking about let me say the other benefits, that is what it is one way of moving you from undergraduate to postgraduate student. And finally, we are saying that the research, writing a research paper, it gives you the ability to write future researches that are related to your field. Now, we are going to move to another topic, that is types of research papers. Types of research papers. Now, in this, we are not going to have too many types. We are going to consider only the differences between a research paper and a report. So in this case, we are going to say what are the differences between a report and a research paper. Let us see first a report. A report is an organized presentation of information about a subject. Once again, as a report is an organized presentation of information about the subject. So here what? It is only presentation of the material. That is what? Only just to present what we have from the resources. It's only presentation. We are going to gather information and then to put it where? In the report. But here it needs some sort of sequence. That is what is the information just what to be written first, and then we have the last thing that we are going to include in your report. So the report is only presentation of information of the subject without argumentative stance. This is very important. So we don't have argumentation. We present different opinions, and that's it. We have a topic about certain let me say information about, for example, linguistics or even literature. We present different opinions, and that's it. The writer collects, evaluates, organizes, and objectively restates the information found during the research. Here, if we are asking if the report is only presenting the information as they are, so is it a matter of shifting and that's it? No. You have to write in your style, and this is very important. And this is what is not followed by students. They are only shifting the information as they are from the book. Okay, here just to shift the information, but not just to shift it as it is written in the style of the book. No, this is wrong. In the report, you have to shift the information as they are, but you have to write it in your style. This is what is lost. This is what is missed. Yeah, you have to write it in your style. It is on. Yeah, it's okay to shift the information as they are, but not as written in the textbook. No, in your style. Okay, this is what we call paraphrasing, and I believe that you have an idea about paraphrasing, writing the same information but in your style. This is the idea. So the report, it's not only shifting from one place to another. No, it's shifting the ideas as they are, presenting them as they are found in the text, but in your style, in your own words. Okay. Some judgment or evaluation is involved during the research and in selecting information. So here, when we are talking about reports, we said that it's only presentation of information as they are found in the textbook. Reports can present generally accepted facts, perhaps biographical information, for instance, circumstances of Thomas Jefferson's early life, okay, or perhaps information about a process, or a report can present opinions about a subject, a review of critical opinions of literature, okay, or a summary of the views. So here, what does the report contain? Either just to contain facts only, or different opinions about a subject, a review of the critical opinions, okay, or summary of views in certain topics. So this is what we call a report. Now, then, what is the difference between a report and a research? Let us see what do we have in a research. It is, on the other hand, present an idea that needs a support. This is very important, and this is the first difference. That is what? It is not only presentation, it needs a support. What does it mean, a support? You have to agree and to show why do you agree if you are going to consider an opinion. So this is something personal which is related to the research writer. So this is the first difference. And by the way, sometimes it is called persuasive research paper. What does it mean, persuasive? It means you have to convince me as a research writer, to convince me, okay, to agree with you. So this is very important. When we are talking about a report, no, it is not necessary to convince the reader. You are going to present what you have, and that's it. But in your research, you have to convince me as a reader for your opinion that you are going to support. This is the idea. Of course, you are going to deal with another opinion. It's not your own opinion, but you have to tell me as a reader, why do you support this opinion? So you have to persuade me. You have to convince me that you are right. Clear up to this point or not?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. So
this
here,
is the important point.
Yeah. So here, as a researcher, you have to convince your reader that you are supporting, let me say, a right opinion. This is the idea. So without this, you are doing nothing. So you have to tell me why. This is your responsibility. This is your job. A persuasive paper to generally accept facts and opinions of besides the writer. For example, both a report and a persuasive paper could use the facts, but whereas the report would simply present those persuasive, support and or argue these things. Okay. A persuasive paper on certain things, you are not going to be related to supporting opinions, but sometimes you are going to investigate certain facts that are not to be discovered, and that's why we are talking about a research. So you are not only collecting information, you are responsible to discover, and this is very important. This is the second difference. You as a researcher, you are responsible to discover something which is not to be discovered before. So you are going to have something new, something novel, something creative that are, to be compared with a report. The reports are not going to give something new, but when you are going to have a research, you are going to investigate and discover certain things and even facts, okay, that are not to be discovered before. This is generally speaking, okay, when we are talking about things that are related to mathematics or chemistry or even physics, okay. Here you may have a theory, for example, okay. So here, when we are talking about a research paper, you are going to present something new, you are going to discover, unlike a report which is not related to discovery or creation, something which is related to the information that are to be obtained by the book itself. Clear up to this point? So here we have two important differences, okay. The first difference is about what? It's not only presenting information, it's just to support them, support and convince reader by this support. This is one. Second, it is related to the discovery of a new information or new facts that are never to be said before. Clear?
Yes, Doctor. Clear.
Yes, Doctor.
Now we move to another let me say topic, that is what? The stages of writing. Okay, how can we begin writing a research paper? Of course, the first thing that we have to think of, the title, topic. How can we have a topic? How can we create a topic to write about? Of course, this is related to your interest. If we are talking about what you are interested in. For example, when we are talking about your field of study, what do we have? We have linguistics and we have literature. Okay, so the topic will be related to these two sides, either in linguistics and literature. And even with this, what do we have? In linguistics, what do we have? We have a grammar, we have phonetics, okay, and we have the field of linguistics about the theories of linguistics, okay. In literature, what do we have? We have poetry, we have prose when we talk about short story, we have novel, we have drama, all these things. So we have branches in each field. So you have to think, what is the field that you are going to write about? It is related to your interest. This is one. Second, it is related to your experience. What does it mean? You are not going to write out of nothing. Of course, we are not going to ask, for example, a student in chemistry department to write something about Shakespeare, because he has no experience about this. So here it's related to your experience. What are things that you feel that you have experience more than the other? You have the experience in linguistics, more than literature or vice versa. This is the idea. So here, first of all, you have to decide what field that you are going to write about in related to your study. Once you decide, then you are going to have one branch. It is impossible to deal with the field generally, because we have so many, let me say, branches, and these branches you have to go deeper, and you are going to discover so many information about. So you have to limit your topic in relation to one branch of what of the field. Linguistics, okay, I'm going to choose a grammar. I feel that I have an experience of a grammar. I studied different things in the grammar during my study. Okay, then I decide just to have a grammar. Or in literature, I feel that I have experience or interest in novel. So I'm going to choose a topic in certain things in related to novel. So here, decide your field to write about. This is one. Once you decide, you are going to have something first in general. And that's why the first step in writing a research, that is choosing and narrowing a topic. Choosing and narrowing a topic. What does it mean, narrowing? You may choose a title which is too general, and then you are going to limit, then you are going to reach a topic that you are going to write about. Of course, this is something theoretical, but we are going to deal with something practical. Then we are going to see certain topics, whether in linguistics or in literature, and we are going to see how can we limit it. Let me show you these titles. Can you see these titles? Can you see them?
Yes.
Okay. Let us consider, for example, grammar. We are going to decide that we are going to write a topic in a grammar. When we say English grammar, it is too general. How many things that we have in grammar? So many things. So many, let me say, elements. We have nouns, we have verbs, we have adjectives, we have adverbs. These are sentence elements. Okay. And even in each, let me say, element, we have so many details. When we talk about nouns, what do we have in nouns? So many things. Proper noun, common noun, countable noun, uncountable noun. Okay, all these things. So we have to decide. Okay, let's say that we are going to talk about adverbs. So we narrow. You see now. So at first we have English grammar. This is too wide. So it is not possible to write about English grammar. So we move to certain, let me say, element in the grammar. That is what English adverbs. Still, we are going to say that English adverbs is too general. How many adverbs? We have adverbs of place, adverbs of manner, adverbs of time. Okay, so all these things are too many. So what to write about? We limit again the type of adverb, and we are going to say English adverbs of frequency. So we select one type of adverb. Okay. Is it suitable now to write about? Still. Okay, we said English adverbs of frequency. What to do with them? What we are going to study about them? Okay. We are going to include another word, that is the use of English adverbs of frequency. Okay, so when we talk about adverbs of frequency, are we behind the form, and are we behind the structure? Are we behind the use? all these things, but we have to limit it. So we choose the, one point, that is what? The use of English adverbs of frequency. You see the way we begin with English grammar, and then we move to English adverbs, and then we choose one type, that is adverbs of frequency, and then we limit. What do we study in adverbs of frequency? You know, adverbs of frequency, it's just like always, frequently,
Yes.
rarely, all these we okay. So here we need just to discover the use of English adverbs. How can we use them? Okay. Now we have another question. The use regarding to what? Who is going to use? Who is going to use them? Of course, we are talking about learners. Okay. Then we are going to limit. We are going to say learners' use of English adverbs of frequency. Is it okay? No, we say we have something else. What type of learners? Native speakers or foreign learners? We have to decide what type of learners. And then we are going to have another limit, that is EFL learners' use of English adverbs of frequency. You got the point now? Clear?
Yes,
Yep.
Doctor. Yeah.
So we limit the type of learners. Okay, so we are not behind native speakers. We are talking about foreign learners, just like you. Okay, then
Yes.
is it okay? Again, we are going to say foreign learners are so many. Are they, for example, Spanish, or let me say German or Japanese? What kind of EFL learners? We have to limit them. Then we are going to see Iraqi EFL learners' use of English adverbs of frequency. This is the title that we can write about. You see, how can we limit and narrow the topic till we reach the topic that we are going to write about?
Yes,
This is the
Doctor.
process. So we begin with too general, and then we are going to have something specific. But here, the question, can we limit more? No. If we limit more, it will not be a research, because you see that the research needs just to have certain information about what. Here we can divide the topic into keywords. What do we have? We have things that are related to Iraqi EFL learners. We have something related to something about the grammar, that is adverbs of frequency, and something specific to the use of English adverbs of frequency. And then we are going to gather information about these things. Here, it will be okay for me as a researcher to go to the library and to check references that are related to these things.
Yeah.
Clear or not?
Clear.
Yes,
And
Doctor.
Doctor,
Yeah, tell me please.
clear. Yes.
Yes,
Doctor,
Doctor.
you know that what you are displaying on the screen now is just an example, but I can't help but wonder. Two questions I have actually.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes. Is there a limited number of pages for or topics for a research? This is one. Number two, if we are to limit our topic of research, and it happens that the topic we chose is too little, or there is too little information about it, can we combine or choose more than one topic? For example,
This is yeah.
yes.
For
example,
I understand what. Yeah.
Yes, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
answering my question.
First of all, we don't have something limited when you say we have limited topics. No, it's open to you. As I said from the beginning, it's something related to your interests. You have your field of study. That is what English language. What do we have? We have two fields, linguistics and literature. But what you feel that you have an experience in, just to write? Is it just to write in grammar or phonetics, or for example, even linguistics, when you have things that are related to theories of language? So it is your interest to lead you to choose the topic. So the topics itself are infinite. They are, when we talk about numberless, we don't have a specific number for let me say the topics. So it's you to decide. This is one. Second, when we are talking about limited information about this topic, here we have another topic to talk about. That is what making a tentative title. That is what a title that can be changed. That is not final. Okay, I chose this topic to write about, and then I'm going to go to the library and check the differences. Here, the references that we have, or the resources that we have, these references, if they are not helping me, okay, I can change the title, I can modify the title, I can insert something that is helping me just to write my topic. So this is not final. Here still we have, let me say, an idea about how to choose a topic and narrow it. It's not only just to say that this is final and you have to follow this, okay? But we need just to train you how to choose a general topic and to narrow it. That's it. It doesn't mean that we are going to say that this is final. Clear?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now we choose another topic that is related to literature. Again, we begin with something general. That is what English literature. In English literature, how many things that we have? We have poetry, we have short story, we have novel, we have a drama. Okay, so what are things that we are going to choose? Okay, I'm going to say English novel. Okay, how many novels in English? So many. So I have to select one novel to talk about. And then we have Scarlet Letter. I don't know whether you have an idea about it, or you started having it in your study, or still the Scarlet Letter.
The second course.
Okay, you are going to take it. So we are going to select one novel. That is what the Scarlet Letter. Okay. The novel itself, again, is too wide. What to take? How many characters that we have? How many themes that we have? How many, let me say, events that we are going to tackle? Okay. Then we are going to limit it by choosing one character. That is what? Hester. Hester is one of the characters in the novel, and we are going to say Hester's character in the Scarlet Letter novel. Is it okay? No. We are going to say that the character itself, by the way, this is the heroine, if we say, the heroine of the novel. It means that it will be available from the first chapter to the last chapter of the novel. So in this case, we have so many things. So here we are going to say the analysis of Hester's character development in the Scarlet Letters novel. Here in this case, we are specifying what we are going to study in this character. We are going to study the development of this character. For example, when she is good and change to be bad, or vice versa. Okay, so here we are going to specify our study to the analysis of this character according to the development of the novel itself. So in this case, we can start, checking the references, the resources about this type of topic. We are going to select, resources that are related to Scarlet Letter, critics, or let me say, certain, opinions that are related to this novel, and then we are going to specify this, survey to the analysis of this character only, because this, this novel contains so many characters. So we are going to specify to certain character in this specific novel. Here.
Yes, Doctor.
Here.
Yes, Doctor.
So we chose two fields. Here we chose grammar in linguistics, and we chose novel in literature, and then we specified our topic to certain things in both fields. Okay, so here in linguistics we chose a branch, that is a grammar. In literature we chose novel as a branch of literature. Got the point now? I believe that this will be a good example for you to do it next lecture. What does it mean? Here, as I did for these two titles, I need you all to choose, a branch of linguistics or literature, for the coming lecture, and then to have a title, and then to narrow it as I did for the two titles. So you are free now. You are free. This is something, as I said, if you remember, I said this course is practical. Unless you do it, you cannot learn. Unless you train, you cannot learn. This is the first step in choosing the title and limiting it. You have to do it yourself, and it is open to you. Choose whatever you like. Choose whatever you feel that you are having an experience about, but do it yourself, please. I wouldn't like students just to have it from other, people. If we need your own, trial. Okay, I even do it even if there are mistakes here and there. Do it with mistakes, but please do not make others do it for you. I'm talking generally here. I'm not specifying these things, but here, when I'm saying that the research writing is something unique, I mean it. What does it mean? It means that unless you do it, you cannot learn, believe me. And you are not going to learn this course just to pass it. This is very important. This course will train you to do it something for the coming year. So I wouldn't like students who are going to go to the fourth class and saying, well, we did nothing in the research writing and we didn't understand anything. And when you are going to start your research, you are going to spend so many times to train in the coming year. No, we need just to train now and just to be ready for the coming year, just to write for you. So, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
To be easy for the
Yes.
fourth class, inshallah.
Yeah. Please, any question?
Doctor, please.
Sorry, Doctor.
Yes.
I wonder, can I write a search for a subject outside my specialty but I have experience and background or information about it?
Well, I believe that we said one of the benefits in writing a research, you can write a research out of your specialization. It's okay. But we need to train you just to do it for the coming year, because here for the coming year, you are, required to write a research about your field. So why not just to train now? Okay, why not just to try for this? I know it's something related to your interest. You may need something just to what to do it in other fields, but to make all students benefit from our lectures this year, we need just to train in our field. No matter later on, okay, it will be accepted later on as one of the assignment. Of course, this will be the first assignment for you today, but for the other assignments, it will be okay for you to write whatever you like, regardless of your specialization. Got the point now?
Doctor, please.
Yes, doctor. Doctor, that we should write about write topics about our studies
Yes.
for linguistic and research to have more benefits. That I understand.
Yes, it's okay. So
Thank you.
yes, any other
Please,
questions?
I have a question, please.
Yes, please.
You said, Doctor, our homework in the next lecture that we write a topic or just divide it.
Yes. To choose a branch, just like what you have now in the screen. Okay. Yes. Choose a branch.
Yes.
Okay. In English, whether grammar, phonetics. Okay. In linguistics, grammar, phonetics, or even linguistics, and a branch in literature, whether novel, short story, drama. Okay. And then you are going to limit it to a title. So what we need just to choose a branch and to derive from the branch what a title, and the title, if it is general, try to limit it,
So
to narrow it.
just a limit topic.
Just limit.
How to
Just
try.
limiting. No. You are not going to write a research now. Never. You are going to write a title only. Still, we are at the beginning. We are not having so many things. Still, we have so many topics that we are going to discuss. But what we need is just to train how to limit, how to make something general limited, and is your limitation right or wrong? And by the way, for the coming lecture, I'm going to start with your trials. And what I need you just to send me the assignment once I'm going to have it in the classroom, and you have to do it as I did. You see now, it's to be written in this way. I mean, you have to send me or upload a file, just like a Word or a PDF. Okay, to send it, through the assignment that I'm going to do in the classroom, and then it will be free to you from today till the coming lecture. You have a week to do it. Okay, it's not just to do it today. It means that I'm going to give you a good time, a week. Okay, to send me the assignment. It will be the first assignment for our lecture. Okay?
Doctor, our research, it will be in academic writing.
Well, you have to know that this course is general. It doesn't mean that it is related to your field only. When we are talking about methods of research, we are not saying methods of research in English language. Okay, we are saying methods of research. So it will be general for the assignment, by the way. General for the assignment. Of course, we are going to have other assignments, and you are going to be free to write about. Maybe you are going to talk about psychology or things that you feel that you are interested in. Okay, it will be okay for you. But for the assignment that I decide how to write, okay, you are going to be required to do what is required. Now, when I said for the coming lecture, it's about, I mean, your fields, you have to choose from the two, either English linguistics or English literature, for the coming week only. This is what I'm saying.
Thank you,
I have a
Doctor.
question,
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes, we have Ragad Asad.
Yes, Doctor. My question
Yes.
is, how could I distinguish between facts and opinions in writing the research?
Okay. When I say facts, facts are related to things that are fixed. Okay, and especially when we are talking about scientific foundation. Okay, for example, when we are talking about fields just like chemistry, or even when we talk about astronomy, and when we are talking about, for example, linguistics here, okay, there are certain things that are to be considered as facts. When we talk about English sounds, okay, when I'm saying that we have consonant and vowels, these are facts. They are not opinions, by the way. When we are talking about sounds, we have consonants and we have vowels. And with the consonants, we have voiceless and voiced. And with vowels, we have pure and we have diphthongs. These are facts. Can you argue about these things? Can we say that it is not? Okay. Right.
Yes, Doctor, I'm with you.
So
they are facts.
They are fixed. They are facts.
Yes.
But
Yes.
opinions, especially when we talk about literature, okay, you are going to find different opinions about, let me say, the topic that you have. Here, when we are talking about a novel, okay, you may find different opinions about the analysis of certain characters, or even the theme of the novel. If you choose a novel, okay, different themes and different critics about the theme. Some will argue about what the novelist is saying in his novel. Of course, there is a message in certain novel or certain short story that the writer needs just to convince the reader. But you, as a reader, you may argue about these things. Okay. For example, when we talk about Scarlet Letter, okay, Scarlet Letter, the writer or the novelist is aiming to show the hypocrisy in religion. You know hypocrisy?
Yeah.
In two sides, okay? You feel something, but you do something different. That is what we call hypocrisy. So this is the theme of the novel, okay? And then you are going to see the different opinions that are written about this novel. Do they agree with the novelist, or disagree about these things? And how can this theme presented in the characters of the novel? So here, when we are talking about opinions are found where? Are found in I mean, mostly in literature, but it doesn't mean that linguistics, is empty from, argumentation. For example, when we talk about Chomsky, you know, Chomsky as a linguist is having a theory. Of course, this theory is different from previous theories. We have what we call generative grammar, and then we have structural grammar. These are clashes. You argue with these things. You may agree or disagree with these things. So we have opinions, okay, and opinions will be about theories of linguistics, okay. But with the grammar we have facts, and then it's not only when you are going to write about the grammar. It doesn't mean that you are going to argue about the facts. No, you may choose something that you can argue. For example, here, as you see when we talk about English adverbs of frequency, okay, here you can argue about these things. Here, Iraqi EFL learners' use of adverbs of frequency. You may argue with somebody who's saying that Iraqis are perfect in using adverbs of frequency. You may have a practical part of this research, and you are going to discover how many mistakes that are done by Iraqi learners in using adverbs of frequency. So you may argue, you may say, no, they are not capable of using them perfectly. So this is the idea. The other point now,
yes,
difference
doctor,
between facts and
yes, doctor.
Yes,
Thank you.
We have Ola Aziz. Ola Aziz. We have Shahad, Ola Aziz, and then Ahmed Kamil. Yes. Start with Ola.
May I ask? Yes, thank you, Doctor.
Yes, please.
Doctor, when I prepare for an assignment or a report I'm assigned with, I read books and even research sometimes. So when I read the material displayed and written by the author or the writer, I see at the lower part of page the appendix. I read the appendix and I see that the writer or the author either record some days or origins of facts. He mentions some arguments of other specialists, and sometimes the author or the writer himself displays and presents his argument. So this is related to the point when we said we deal with opinions and facts, we present our arguments. So where do we exactly present them, at the appendix or in the material?
Here you have to differentiate between the methodology of writing a research and the methodology of writing a book. Of course, writing a book is different from writing a research. In writing a research, the argument and your opinion will be in the body of your research. That is what inside each chapter. For example, you are going to mention different opinions, and then at the end you are going to say, well, for this the researcher disagree with what is mentioned before. So it will be inside the research itself. Later on we are going to have examples for these, and I'm going to show you where in particular. Here?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, it's okay. Then we have Shahad.
Yes, doctor. Sorry, doctor.
Yes.
When Nahad said it's when we talking about facts and opinions, you said we could writing about opinion or facts. It's facts in grammarian or linguistic, but opinion we can write in themes, in novel or poet or like that. That's right.
Well, as I said, you cannot argue with facts, but you can argue with the implementation. You know, implementation. How can I apply these facts?
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, here, no one can argue with adverbs of frequency. We know them, but we can argue about Iraqi EFL learners' use of adverbs of frequency. So here you are not going to deal with the facts themselves, with the application of the facts. When we are talking about, for example, grammar, you cannot argue what are the adverbs, but how can we support or argue with users of those grammatical items? Can they use them perfectly without mistakes or no? So there is a practical part about the facts that you are going to discuss in your report. In your research. If it is to be having a practical part, your argumentation will be where in the practical part. How can we apply these facts?
Yes, Doctor.
Clear?
Sorry, but I have another question about
Yes,
how much we could writing about anything, literature or linguistic, but just one little.
Well, it's free for you. It's not only, by the way, it's not only limited to one topic or one field. It is you. You see now, each science is what is too wide, but you have to choose one branch to go deeper, because you see now sometimes you are going to have information which is too general, but when you are going to have so many things from different resources, you are going to discover lots of information. So you are going to limit it to certain branch, and then you are going to write about. Of course, when we are talking about linguistics, different branches, grammar, phonetics, okay, linguistics, theories of linguistics, okay, all these things, okay. And even with the grammar, you know, grammar has two branches, morphology and syntax, okay. Yes. So even when we talk about linguistics, so you have to choose one, because you cannot cover them all. They are too wide. This is the idea.
Yes, so we could do two topic or two paper. One paper it's about linguistic, and second paper about novel or
no. Here. No. Well, you ask about the next assignment for next week?
Yes.
The titles, you mean?
Yes, about assignment.
No, you choose one, whether in linguistics or in literature. It doesn't mean that you are going to write both two times. I did it today because I want just to cover two fields, literature and linguistics. But you are free. Choose linguistics only. Or choose, for example, literature. It doesn't mean that you are going to write two, only one.
Thank you, Doctor. That's clear. Thank you very much.
Okay, Sajjad Falah, Sajjad.
Yes,
Okay.
Doctor.
Sajjad Falah.
Yes, a question. Doctor, are there particularly effective way? Are there particularly effective way to do the writing? I mean, is there way or technique the writer use to make the reader is admire in the writing style, or use some?
Well, we have two things. First of all, we have methodology that you have to follow. Again, we are saying that this is a scientific study of writing a research. It means that you have to follow steps. Otherwise, it will not be considered as a research. This is one. Second, there is something personal. It is related to you. First of all, you have to choose an interesting topic. You see now, this is one. Second, it is your way of writing. It is your style. It is your way of convincing. Okay, so it is something related to you personally. We don't have effective technique. No, it depends on you. As I said from the beginning, writing a research is something personal. Each researcher has his own style. It depends on your style. Can you convince me as a reader? It's just like when you write a composition. Okay. I may feel enjoyed when I read your composition, and I may not. So it depends on you. We don't have an effective technique to be followed. It is you personally to decide your own way of writing, if it is interesting or not. Okay?
Okay, Doctor, thank you.
Sarah Abdul Karim.
Yes, Doctor. Doctor, when I choose the topic and I reach to the last limit, I write the same
Yeah.
Iraqi English for non-learner, or there is a different way?
Well, it depends. You see, it depends on your own, topic. Of course, it is not something obliged. I'm not going to oblige you to do something. But when you feel that this is limited, it's okay. You can stop. But if you feel that it is still general, you can limit it to certain things. Okay. So here it is not a rule, as I said. It is not a rule to do it, but it is what? It is a trial. Of course, I cannot judge now, because unless I see your trial, I can say that this needs another limitation, or it's okay. Got the point now?
Okay.
So just do it. Just do it. I'm not going to judge it from the beginning, but just do it, and we can see.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to check you next lecture one by one. I'm going to choose the titles that you have, and I'm going to present it on the screen as I did for my own topics, and then we can discuss it. We can discuss it. Is it okay or not?
Inshallah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Any other question? Any other question? Thanks so much for your yes.
And the title pages is obligatory in the research paper.
Of course, without the title, how can you write? You
Yes.
cannot write out of
Yes.
nothing. You have to write according to your own topic. Thanks so much for your listening, and we hope that we are going to meet next lecture. Thanks a lot.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Doctor.
Dr. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Doctor.
Doctor, sorry, we have homework to next lecture.
Well, yes, I said I'm going to deliver it in the classroom assignment. You are going to have it in the classroom assignment. Okay, I'm going to send it just now after the lecture.
Inshallah.